Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoyimla, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kahakudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. By the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth, and just want to say the water to all the Akim and Akwaf that's out here sincerely, keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Jachana and Nawaf, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. Gonna be a quick one. I seen this earlier. This is a statement from Larry Bird. If you're familiar with Larry Bird, he's one of the, I would say one of the most famous basketball players of the Celtics, NBA, so-called white man. Who knows, he could be an Israelite, but I just found what he said to be interesting. He said the black man is the better athlete. Larry Bird shares simple advice on how to become a great white player in the NBA. So he admitted, he understood that, you know what I'm saying, Jake is a lot more athletic than him, a lot stronger. And that goes into the scriptures of Jacob being stronger than, where it talks about, matter of fact, let's get it. Genesis 25. And this is one of the reasons why, deep down, Esau really hates you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because he know you have a up on him. He knows that the Lord bless you with an up on him, and they hate the Lord. They literally hate the Lord, man, for some of those reasons. They got plenty of reasons, but most definitely, the Lord has placed you above him on such a level. He can't fathom, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just can't fathom you being so powerful, you know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why they come up with all these different ways of keeping our people down. They come up with ways to stagnate the food. They give you the poorest of water, they give you the poorest of living conditions, and yet and still, through all that turmoil that they put us through, they still can't put it together, like, as to how are they still so strong? How are they still together? Why can't we still overtake them? Why can't we just basically delete all of them? But this is Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord, now this is let me just start at 21. If you're familiar with the story, this is Rebecca, Isaac praying to Yahweh for Rebecca, to basically get pregnant, because she was barren. Verse 21, and Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren. And Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Salakia. So 2 manner of people, twins were born, but there would be 2 manner of people and 2 different, just 2 different spirits totally. Yes, they were brothers, but still the Lord created 2 nations out of them. He separated 2 different people and 2 manner of people out of the bowels of Rebekah. So they wouldn't have the same mannerism. They wouldn't have the same thoughts or likes and things of that nature. You see, and the scripture talks about how Esau was a cunning hunter. See, that's the biblical name for the so-called white man. He's a cunning hunter. And it says that Jacob was a plain man that dwelled in tents. See, we like to chill. But when we get into something, the Spirit of the Lord is on us. We generally just take it over, and we just, add style to it and flavor to it, because the scriptures talks about how we are the salt of the earth. And this is something that Larry Bird understood, and he knew. So he just done his thing. You know what I'm saying? And don't think that Larry Bird didn't study. Don't think that he didn't study Jake like how they always do. See, Esau is about that diligent search, because he played with so-called black players. I've read stories about him going to the playground, and Jake allowing him to play on the courts and stuff. He'd be the only white guy out there playing with Jake. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how Jake is. Jake don't mind. Shit. Jake, hey, all right, he can shoot. All right, well, shit, I'll take him. You know what I'm saying? But Esau is a cunning hunter, man. He he watches things, he searches things, he studies things, and he perfects those things. See, that's one thing about Jake. See, Jake just used raw talent and just go for it. But if Jake was to take his time and to actually diligently go, Salakia. That's my alarm going off. 10:44, baby. The Chariots. I have it entitled as the Chariots. Anyway, that's the spirit. But if Jake was to study his craft like Esau studied them, then Jake would be so far more better. See, Jake take it for granted. Jake just, he's naturally talented. He's naturally built, and to run, jump, to, and natural intelligent thinkers, creative thinkers, creative on the move, And if Jake was to just really home in on how Esau home in on shit, man, Jake would be even further than what they are. Like take for instance, you see a few players in the NBA where you can see okay, this guy done took it there. I can remember, like LeBron James or Michael Jordan. Cause see, Larry Bird, he played with Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan, he had a regimen that a lot of mental toughness and a regimen that people, in the league just wasn't doing. That's what made him a lot more greater. Because there was plenty of great players, plenty of good players, man. Your Kobe Bryant's, he had a real good work ethic. See, Jake, they just going to the NBA. They made it. Oh, mama, we finally made it, mama. They buy that house in the hood. I mean, they buy that house for mama outside of the hood. We leaving. Then Jake just kind of go and just run up and down the court and play their career and retire and move on. But you know what I'm saying? They never, you had, say like for instance, you had players like Allen Iverson. That motherfucker didn't want to go to practice, man. Now, let's say he had went to practice. See, he's just thinking, see, that's how Jake be. Jake just think, oh, I got this, man, because, Jake prideful like that. And then that, when they get prideful, then comes that fall. The scriptures talks about that. A haughty spirit, Jake get haughty as hell. They get prideful. And then Jake just silly as hell too, man, when it comes to, but see, Esau has set it up to the point where we have to make them fail. We have to set stumbling blocks in this way, because if we don't, then how are we going to handle them? So like I said, again, that's the reason why they give you rap music. They'll give you your Cardi B's, your Sexy Red, or you know what I'm saying? Because they know that if the women like these women, then the niggas gon' do what they got to do to impress the women that like these women. Little stuff like that. These weak ass rappers, all these horrible ass TV shows, these horrible empires and snowfalls and all these wicked ass shows that Jake get into. See, they keep Jake occupied with bullshit, so Jake don't get to concentrate on his craft. He doesn't get to to build himself. But anyway, I just wanted to touch on that for a hot sec. And really, the title says it all. He said the black man is the better athlete. Larry Bird shares simple advice on how to become a great white player in the NBA. Now, when NBA first started off, it was all so-called white men. Then, you had motherfuckers come through, man. Niggas, man, changed that whole game up. If it wasn't from so-called black people, man, basketball wouldn't even be watched like that. That shit would be like, just some simple sport, man. Jake turned that shit into a $1 trillion corporation. Okay, it says, let's see. I'm gonna skip to what he said. Let me see. Get a little bit of this. Most NBA fans credit Larry Bird for beating the stereotype that white guys were soft and frail. While that was undeniably true, Larry Legend believes black athletes are naturally more athletic than white guys. However, Bird pointed out that white players could also stand out in the NBA. But unlike most black players, they need to come up with something unique and polarizing. See that? Why do they have to come up with something unique and polarizing? Because they don't have it. They need a edge. And see, that's the reason why, I know the apostles say Eminem is a Jake. But even though he may be a Jake, he looks like the so-called white man. So by him looking like the so-called white man, they look at him as the great white hope. Like, look, we can do it too. They only have this one rapper. But here you go, you got thousands and thousands of so-called black rappers, that's just great at that shit. Even though they wicked as hell. But you got this one, a guy that's so-called representing the so-called white man, and they like, look. And then they'll put the money into him, right? They'll go and actually buy his albums. He can sell out coliseums. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. You got certain artists out here that, you know what I'm saying, they'll sell out a coliseum. They can do just as good as Eminem as far as selling out shows. But the way that they placed him on his pedestal, and they actually have him in, talking about him as if he's top 5 or he's in the top 5 of rappers, which is some bullshit. He's all right, but come on, man. It's wait, man. Eminem he's not even in the top 30, man. To be realistic about it, let's just be real. Did he sell albums? Of course. But have you ever heard a nigga in the hood banging Eminem? Get the hell out of here, man. Every now and then you might hear one of them songs. Hi, my name is what? And it surprised the shit out of you. You're not about to hear, I ain't ever, even, you don't hear, I live in Detroit. You don't hear Eminem. You never heard no Eminem songs being played in the hood. You better not pull up to pick no girl up with that shit playing, man. You get no play. Anyway, he says, I said over the years that the black man is a better athlete. So to overcome that, you've got to be special. And see, like I said again, these so-called white people, they stand for their own. They stand for their own. Larry Bird just so happened to just have been one of the better ones of that particular time period. But still, it was like, not to say that every basketball player got a dunk. He wasn't no dunker. He wasn't no flashy. He wasn't throwing I guess he'll throw a pass behind the back maybe. But, just generally, he just had that jump shot. And, he wasn't all super skilled with the dribbles and shit like that, but I guess basketball was different at the time that he played, though. They set plays, and it's nothing like how it is today. But, he was good at what he done. But overall, he studied and studied and studied and studied his craft, man. And then the crazy part is, I'm trying to think how, I think he was doing some being cheap as hell, doing some damn yard work or something like that on his house, some asphalt work, some shit. I forgot how he ended up hurting his back when he could have just paid some guys to do that shit. Now, I think that's kind of like how he went out, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, let me see what else we can get out of it. True indeed, Bird brought some of the world's basketball had never seen before when he entered the NBA. He did not stun the crowd with electrifying dunks like Michael Jordan did, neither left them in awe with flashy plays like Magic Johnson. Instead, the hick from French Lick outperformed all of his most formidable rivals with fundamentals, gifts, and hunger for victory. Because see, Esau, he goes hard about wanting to beat you, Jake. See, you, Jake, y'all don't take shit serious. And let that be an example as to what's about to happen in the world today, within these last days. Esau is about to go extra hard body, man, at getting you niggas, man. And on so many levels, because we talking about even on your regular, just your country hick ass, man, these people, man, they looking at Jake like they cannot wait to get at you niggas, man. You already have the elite of the world. You already got the top ones, the ones that play into the elite hands, man, out here making laws and ordinances and all kinds of shit to defeat your ass. And Jake just still out here but look at me though. I'm flashy. Look at me. Jake could put together, Jake dressed nice. Jake could put together a nice car. Jake could put some rims on that bitch. Jake could get his teeth golded out. He'll have diamonds all in his damn mouth. Bracelets, charms. Jake's style is like that, but Jake don't take shit serious, man. It's all fun and games. It's all a goddamn party. And the meanwhile, Esau This motherfucker, man, he's really in the backdrop in the gym. He's doing his own thing behind the scenes. Jake out, you know what I'm saying? You go out and just fucking party all damn night, and then you come out, you think you about to run with this white boy. He done got all 8 hours of sleep. He done got up. He got a dietitian. He got a trainer. You don't even know. He in the backdrop. He's studying to whoop your ass. But see, that's Jake though, man. Jake need to wake the hell up. Okay, says according to Bird, he immediately knew that he lacked the athleticism and agility of most black players in the NBA. So he worked tirelessly to devise an approach that separated him from the pack. You can have all the speed in the world, all the quickness, and be able to jump out of the gym. But I think the one thing you have to have is the desire to make yourself better every day. And see, that's what Jake don't have. Jake don't have no desire to make themselves better every day. See, that's what we're supposed to be doing in this truth, in these scriptures. We're supposed to be desiring to do better every single day. You know, studying, showing ourselves approved. You shouldn't be so, if you've been into this truth for a year, 2 years, you shouldn't be so quick to get pissed off at shit, man, like you may have used to. People shouldn't be able to just, push your buttons and shit like how they used to, you know. You should be able to pass over an offense, you know what I'm saying, quicker than, man, forget that shit, man. I ain't thinking about that, man. The Lord will handle it. You should have more faith in the Lord, little things, And this is what Esau does, man. Let me get that back again. He says, but I think the one thing you have to have is the desire to make yourself better every day. Bird once reflected. I wasn't able to run fast or jump high, so I had to come up with another gimmick to get me through, he continued. The ability to learn quickly, to go out and learn the fundamentals and try and protect the fundamentals and try to get around of not having quickness or jumping ability. See that? So Esau, he like, man, well, I know I can't beat him like that, but I'm going to mess with him this way. I can get him this way. He lacks that. I see where I can touch on him. I see what I can do to get at him. He lacks this. You don't think that Larry Bird didn't know that them niggas was going from state to state, town to town, you know what I'm saying? Going out and getting drunk and doing whatever drug of the time. Coming onto the court, Jake out here dealing with the women. They couldn't control themselves with the women. Motherfuckers out here with 10, 12, 13, 15 baby mamas and shit in all these different states. In the meanwhile, Esau he's just working on his craft. He's working on his craft. He's got somebody that's watching film with him and showing him how to beat his defenders. Like, you see, he's weak right there. You see, he can't. And Jake just not thinking like, you know what? Let me better myself. Jake, because you can have raw talent. Raw talent, that doesn't mean that you can't practice, though. That doesn't mean that you can't get better. But see, Jake is proud like that. Oh, man, they can't fuck with me, man. I ain't even got even. Then over time, you become a damn Zion. You know what I'm saying? He out here, that boy big as a damn house, man. Instead of going somebody, really he's not mentally strong. Why don't you situate, bro? Why don't you know what I'm saying? He ain't got the right people around him. And even if you got the right people around you, man, if motherfucker don't want to listen, you can't make him listen. Here he go. He out here dealing with some hoes he shouldn't be. Man, here you go. You got the opportunity to make all this money. You got the opportunity to be this great athlete. I mean, you can live well. All you got to do is just go and work out, hit the gym, get you a sleep regimen, get you a good dietitian, you know what I'm saying? Get you a good workout regimen going every day, man, and just do that shit until your little career is up. Jake just goes too hard in the wrong way. But anyway, I'm not going to keep it long. It says Bird was no stranger to being racially discriminated against in the NBA. Nevertheless, it did nothing to stop him on the court. More often than not, Bird is the only white player being thrown in the NBA GOAT conversation. Why is that? When the NBA started with so-called white people. Some of this younger generation, if you ask these younger generation, they can't name, man, they couldn't imagine a basketball just being all white people at first. They couldn't even imagine it. You see? Jake just took that shit all over. Man, hey, but I just wanted to just bring this out. Let me get that scripture again, though. Genesis 25:23, and Yahweh said unto them, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And that one people that's stronger than the other is Jake, man. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are stronger than Esau, Edom, and the other nations as well. It's not just Esau, Edom. We're stronger than all these nations. You're not about to see, you don't see no damn Chinese people out there on the courts. You don't see no Japanese out there on the courts. You know, here and there you might spot one person, you know what I'm saying, that may represent, you know, you don't see none of these damn Jewish people out here on the courts. They in the NBA, don't get me wrong. But none of them are as successful as, the so-called blacks. You don't see none of them with no Nike commercial or no shit. You don't see them in no damn Dorito commercial or no, Pepsi commercial or no, Hennessy commercial, whatever the hell they trying to sell. You don't see none of them in them commercials, man. Now, in the NFL, you see a few more of those guys, you know what I'm saying, that they get a little, name to themselves. But generally, even the NFL, all these sports, man, Jake run all that shit, man, because Jake is stronger. And Larry Bird, he just so happened to understand that, and he found his little niche and don't, like I said, don't get me wrong, hey, he studied the shit out of Negroes, man, to try and make his little play in that thing, man. He had no choice. But I'm gonna end out there, man. I just wanted to just touch on that. I just found it to be an interesting article, and everything can be filtered through the scriptures. So with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Shalom.